Hello, beautiful beings. Welcome back to my channel. This is the importance of self-love part 2 and emotional self-sufficiency. I'm glad that you guys liked the first video about it, but I felt like I had much more to say. Don't be surprised if I come out with part 3, because I feel like this is a never-ending subject. There's lots to be said. So let's dive into this one. So, okay, I actually wrote a few notes here, so I remind myself. Okay. So, the importance of self-love and emotional self-sufficiency. Let's be honest with ourselves on this one. When a lot of us come into the how to get your ex back world, for the majority of us, we come from a lack of self-love. And we think that the SP is the person in charge of making us feel a certain way. Now, this is the way society has programmed us to be. They have created this story. They have created this world where we're constantly seeking for approval, constantly seeking validation from the outside world for us to feel worthy. It's like we are attaching our value, our worth, who we are, how good enough we are to external circumstances. So when we lose our specific person, in our hearts, it feels like we lost our chance at love. We lost that validation. We feel lost. We feel like we're dying. We feel like we're dying because we attach the responsibility of our emotional stability to that specific person. We also attach our emotional stability to work, which is a big one for a lot of us. So I'm going to talk about work a little bit first before we go back into the love aspect of things, because I feel like this is not talked about enough. But how many times are we working ourselves to the bone to prove to our employers that we are good enough to be there? Or we're working ourselves to the bone to show them, right? To show them how valuable we are. I know I used to do it. I used to work 12-hour shifts and I would be exhausted beyond compare. And I wouldn't want to go home. I wouldn't want to go home because I wanted them to see the value that I was bringing to the company. So I was attaching my self-worth, attaching my value to their external validation. And guess what? It never came. And even when it came, it still didn't feel enough for me. It didn't make me feel good. So I had to continuously go back and work myself to the bone every day over and over and over. So they would finally see that I was good enough to be there. And what happened? Story time on my end. I burnt out. I got sick. I was exhausted. And I think that it's a very common thing, at least here in the United States, that we're just constantly seeking for validation from the outside world. Who are they to tell you if you're good enough or not? For the most part, it never is. It never makes you feel that way. A lot of the times when you're seeking the validation, you don't get it. And even if you do get it, it's still not enough because you don't feel it inside. You don't feel it within. So why are we attaching our self-worth to other people? Then we're going to go back to love. Why are we attaching to our specific person our feeling loved, our feeling wanted, our feeling appreciated and chosen? That is why Neville said that you cannot manifest what you want. You have to manifest what you are. So when you are in this lack state, when you are in this needy space of I need to feel loved, I need you to love me, I need you to want me. I literally told an ex years ago, I told him that I needed him to take care of me. I told him that. I thought that was normal, that I needed him to emotionally take care of me. You already know how that ended. They are not responsible for making you feel any type of way. You have to become emotionally self-sufficient. Any emotion, any need or feeling that you have, you can emotionally give it to you. You want to feel loved? Give love to yourself. Stand in a mirror, look at yourself in the eyes and say, I love you. And if that is too hard for you, say, I am willing to learn how to love you. And after you start to become more comfortable in giving to yourself what you want from others, you are emotionally self-sufficient. You are free. You know what that is? You become free. At this point, you are the most feared person in your reality because you're no longer attached to anything. Because anything you need, you can give to yourself. Now, while I say this, I'll say the other thing too. That doesn't mean that you can't have your person. That doesn't mean that they can't love you. No. It means that you're removing the responsibility from their shoulders because you realize it was never their responsibility, and you're taking ownership of your feelings. And guess what? When you're emotionally self-sufficient, when you're able to give yourself the things that you want, they come. Everything comes. Everything comes. Because at that moment, you are manifesting what you are. You're no longer manifesting what you want. You're manifesting what you are. Because at this point, you are loved. You are wanted. You feel chosen. You feel good enough. And when you feel these things, everyone gives it to you because that's how the law works. That is how the law works. And it's the biggest freedom you can ever feel in your life when you're no longer attached to any external validation, being your specific person, being your mother, being your job, being your school. Because you are powerful. You're the God or the goddess of your reality. So the least you can do is just give to yourself what you want, because you are deserving of it. You are deserving of feeling loved. You are deserving of feeling chosen and wanted. And even if you went through a bunch of crap in the past, you're still worthy. Even if people told you in the past they didn't want you, you're still worthy. Even if the job fired you, you're still worthy. It doesn't matter what happened. It doesn't matter what you have been reprogrammed as up until this moment. It doesn't matter. You're starting fresh now. And now you choose to take responsibility for your emotional well-being. And once you realize how good it is, it becomes addicting. You don't want to leave it. You don't want to stop doing it, because you know that the more emotionally stable you are, the easier it is for you to jump to the things that you want. It's like this amazing foundation. You're building this amazing foundation, and you know that there's only up from there. So detach the importance of self-love, emotional freedom. Emotional freedom, emotional self-sufficiency. What else? It gives you ownership of your power. It gives you ownership over your life. It gives you ownership over your body. I don't know if you've ever seen that video that's going around of a girl on Instagram that says, I don't want to be, I just want to be. Yes, I just want to be. Because I no longer have anything to prove to anybody. Because I am emotionally free. And if for whatever reason one day something happens and I get triggered, I know that I can always go back. And say, okay, this is just part of my journey. I'm going to continue my self-love. And the more that you do it, the better it gets. So second part of the importance of self-love. Emotional freedom. Emotional, should I say detachment? Emotional detachment. And once you have that emotional freedom, your relationships, they just become so much better. It really becomes just about love and just about enjoying the other person and just enjoying all the beauty that this world has to offer, without all that extra filler, all the jealousy that those limiting beliefs create, all the fears, none of that, because you're now emotionally free. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me any comments, any questions in the comments below. Let me know of any other videos you would like me to make. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any videos. If you want to work with me, my email is in the description box below. And see you soon. Bye.